Welcome to the briefing for our virtual Manor House murder. This is actually the presentation that we go through at the beginning of the event. And we start off by welcoming teams to the video conference session, and we're just reminding them to download the Mobile Adventures app if they haven't already onto their smartphone, and to then join with Zoom or the other video conferencing software that we're using, and join on that on their computer just for the best experience. So welcome to the Manor House murder investigation. Ultimately, what we know so far is that 7 people have attended a school reunion at the Manor, but unfortunately, only 6 of these people are leaving alive. The victim is the lawyer Law and Order. All other members of the party are now considered suspects, and it's your job in teams of 5 or 6 people to piece together the evidence that you can find to work out ultimately who the murderer is and the weapon. And that's the ultimate aim, is to work out who the killer is and the weapon and earn as many points as possible. Now, this is a really important element because teams will earn points throughout the game for completing questions and challenges, and they'll get more points for getting those things right first or second time as opposed to third time or not at all. And they'll get lots of points for guessing the correct killer and the correct weapon. So it's all about teamwork, bit of speed, bit of accuracy, and getting that combination absolutely right. The first step the teams will need to do when they're in their breakout rooms is to allocate a team captain. So everyone has the game loaded on their device, but only one person is captain, and they're the person who inputs the answers into the game. Everyone else sees the questions and the content, they just don't get the opportunity to answer, and that's fine because it encourages collaboration and conversation amongst the teams. There is also an evidence board, which we share at the end of the briefing, which contains items that teams will need to scan with the app to unlock certain augmented reality pieces of evidence just to help with the investigation. So teams will have downloaded the app. We share the game with them at the end of the briefing, and it will load up the selfie screen where teams take a selfie of themselves and put in their name, and then they'll be able to join the game. And there's 2 elements to this. The first is to get to know the victim and the suspects. And the second element is to explore the manor for evidence and clues that will help unlock this grisly crime. So stage 1 should take about 15 minutes and stage 2 about 45 minutes. So stage 1 is getting to know the victim and the suspects. Teams will work their way through here, reading through some of the investigation reports, understanding a bit about the character statements, and answering questions about their characters just to get to know them nicely and start earning points from the beginning. There's a simple menu button that when you tap things, the menu will pop out with questions and information that can be completed. As I mentioned, only the captain will see the answer box and be able to put the answers in. The players will all see the questions, but they will not be able to input the answers. So the communication is absolutely key. There's also some video challenges in here and photo challenges where teams will have to get a little bit creative to help earn additional points. And this is what we talked about with the augmented reality and the evidence board. There'll be certain things to scan with the app, which will earn additional points and uncover important information as they solve the murderer and try and work out what the weapon is. The second part is into the floor plan, where the teams will move around together around the floor plan of the manor to answer questions in each of the room and uncover further pieces of evidence. And these are signified by the magnifying glass. You can toggle between the 2 screens. If you want to go back and read up about the suspects, you can do so by toggling using the bottom right-hand corner. And this is what some of the suspect information looks like as well. There's just a bit more information about the character profile, witness statements, and their fingerprints, which will be important as you piece together the evidence required to solve the crime. And at the very end, about 10 minutes from the end, we release 2 tasks, one for the killer and one for the weapon. You have 3 attempts at each of these, and you'll get 500 points for getting it correct first time, 300 points for second time, 100 points for third time. So again, the more you get through the game, the further you proceed, the more likely you are to get the answers and get it correct. So a few top tips. Complete tasks as a team. You need to work through this together. Make notes and create a timeline because you never know what evidence you may need to refer back to. So write everything down. Probably worth allocating a timekeeper as well. Someone who keeps their eye on the clock because you've only got 60 minutes for this challenge. And if for any reason you find yourself outside the app, back on the home screen of your smartphone, then you can tap on this little symbol here and it will take you back into the app. When you're in the breakout rooms on Zoom, there's a really nice feature which is called Ask for Help. You can tap on that and one of our team will be able to pop in and help you. We have one member of our team per 50 participants. So the bigger your group, the more of us there are there to support you. And that is that. Teams, we then return to the main screen, answer any questions, and then before breaking them out into the breakout rooms, giving them the codes, and then they can start their investigation. Thanks very much.